Welcome to Aunt Susie's fabulous sex cast, where nothing is taboo. Sex is the topic, and we have guests coming and going all the time. This week, we have acclaimed female film director of so many incredible gay porn films, the wonderful, exciting Miss Pam. Yes, it's gonna be great. So, she's arriving. Hold on. Oh, she's here. Hold on. Oh, my God. Here she is. Hello, Mr. Pam. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Oh, my gosh. It's so deep. And we have my lovely Ashlyn, who works with us. She's like my co-producer here on the show. Hi, Ashlyn. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Aunt Suzie?
I'm fabulous. What can I say? I'm so excited about this particular show because, what... People are going to be shocked. And, nothing shocks anybody on this show. But on this particular episode, we are talking to a woman who's known as Mr. Pam.
That's me.
Who is... Now, are you the only female gay porn director?
Pretty much, yeah. There's been some girls who've come and gone, but I'm here to stay. I've been in the industry for almost 20 years now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. When I was 4.
When you were 4?
Yeah, when I was 4.
Did you have to have a parent's permission slip?
Mom, I want to go shoot boys fucking. Okay, dear.
Have fun. Don't be late.
Exactly.
Obviously, they weren't Christians.
I know. No, I was raised Catholic.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm joking about I'm in my 40s, but still,
No,
yes.
You don't look it. You look
Thank
fabulous
you.
and fierce.
Ah, you do too. You're so sexy.
Oh,
Have you
oh,
ever
thank
thought
you.
about modeling? That's
In
how
the
it all
old
starts.
days, yes, it all starts modeling. Next
Yes.
thing I know, I've got one of those only for fans site
Exactly.
for people into old age jacking off or something.
Hike up that skirt and roll down those hose.
Here we go. Mama's got to pay rent. Oh, this is going to be a fun one, Ashlyn.
I'm excited.
Mr. Pam lived in my building here where we record here at this high rise here in Las Vegas, and that's how we met.
We did.
And we had this instant rapport. And it was like, oh my gosh, we like each other. And then I found out what she did, and I was like blown the frick away. And
it was funny because I was actually stalking you because I moved from San Francisco. I didn't really know anybody here. I'm
Right.
like, you look like fun with your little dog in the lobby, little chihuahua. I'm like,
Aw,
I'm
yeah.
going to hunt him down. So I hunted you down on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I'm a big old gay porn director. Do you want to hang out?
I did because she had all these gorgeous men. Every time I go into the lobby, there'd be these gorgeous men that look like they swallowed their frickin' Nautilus machine. And they're like, they got pecs and arms and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa. All right. So the question that I'm sure everybody's tuning into the fabulous podcast is wondering, how the hell, Mr. Pam, did you get involved with gay porn? Now, I know that I was reading that you had, you were a video student.
Yes.
At one point,
Yes.
and somehow or another, you had the opportunity to intern at a gay porn shop or production company.
Yeah, it
Explain.
literally fell in my lap. It was so odd. I've always had a camera in my hand since I was little. My dad gave me a camera when I was about 12.
Right.
And love shooting and everything. And then I love gay guys. And then I was in graduate school and I ended up getting an internship at this post-production video editing house, and one of their clients was a gay porn company. So we didn't start with the vanilla porn that I kind of shoot now. It was like hardcore fisting. I'm like, what is going on? But I kind of got into the industry then. I was doing video editing and then took a little break for about 4 years or something and worked in the .com industry as
Right.
an interactive designer. And then all of a sudden I got asked to go shoot behind the scenes on this gay porn shoot.
No pun intended.
Exactly. for Colt Studios back in the time, shooting Buckaroos, this cowboy movie.
Buckaroos?
Buckaroos, yeah.
Buckaroos.
Buckaroos. It was about this magical belt buckle, and if you wear the belt buckle, you can have any man you want. So we were at
You're kidding. Is that belt buckle still
I
available?
know. Hello. Come on, Jerry Douglas.
I swear to God.
So yeah, I quit my job. I was also working at NakedSword, helping them out with directing the Tim and Roma show, which we used to go to different porn companies and interview people. But yeah, I ended up going on this cattle ranch for 3
what do you mean
weeks.
you went to different porn companies?
They had a marketing thing. This was before YouTube or anything.
Right,
I
right,
think. It was
right.
like a long time ago, about 2003. And on Naked Sword, we would go to different porn
Naked
shoots.
Sword.
Naked Sword. It's still there. I still work with them.
Right.
Naked Sword world.com. I produce the originals there. But yeah, we would go to different, Falcon and Raging Stallion, Hot House, and go on the set and interview the directors, interview the models. And it was really awesome to just sit there quiet with the camera and just soak everything in and just get to learn how it's all done. But definitely that shoot for Buckaroos was the catalyst. And I shot this behind the scenes that ended up, they commissioned me to do a full-length feature.
Oh my God. Did you brought, what is this?
It's called Exposed. So this was the very first thing I did, and it ended up premiering at the Castro Film Festival in San Francisco. Sold out, I think Saturday, traveled around the world with this movie. And then it took off. From there, I quit my corporate job. I'm like, fuck it, let's shoot some guys fucking. And here we are about 15 years later, full time, and just won amazing awards and traveled the world shooting. And it's just so weird, especially being a girl. Like
that's the whole. So how did you get the name Mr. Pam?
It was actually when I was editing for the internship years ago, and we were editing something for Falcon Studios, and Chuck Holmes was the founder, and they were watching an edit, and Chuck looks, he's like, "Oh, who edited this?" And John Rutherford at the time didn't want to let Chuck know a woman was doing it, so he's like, "Oh, Mr. Pam. Oh, is that an Asian fellow?" And then they just started calling me Mr. Pam, so it's kind of a little joke with my gay boys.
Well, I followed you on Instagram and on Facebook, and you're always at all these award shows, surrounded by these beautiful men. I mean, they have 6 and 8 pack abs.
It's insane. You could get lost in the abs sometimes. Like, God, Johnny V, Sky Knox, all you guys, just everybody.
So tell me, okay, so you get into to the porn industry. What did your family think?
I didn't really want to tell them at first when I had the internship.
These were the Catholics?
They had no idea because we did United Airlines in-flight videos. So I just told them about that. And then, Wait
a minute, you told them you did air in-flight videos?
Well, we did actually with the internship. We had United Airlines videos, family videos, and gay porn. And my boss, Mark LeBeau, was always like, "Don't mix up the clients. Like, just please don't send the gay porn to United."
Right. Brings a new meaning to fly me.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I mean, this part of the story is a little sad, but my dad and sister had died unexpectedly. My dad got sick, and my little sister died in a drunk driving accident.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And then after I lost her, I tried to go back to my corporate job. I'm like, I can't. This is stupid. And I always, there's like Carol Queen, Annie Sprinkle, all these mentors of mine that, were just women that just lived and breathed porn, and they didn't give a fuck. And so after that happened, I'm like, all this stuff just happened. I could go down the rabbit hole, like be a crazy drug addict and blame everything on the situation that happened, or, live my truth. And so I took off to this gay porn shoot and found like a whole nother family.
So you weren't drawn to gay porn. You just sort of dropped in your lap.
It totally did.
Basically.
I've always loved gay men. My first waitressing job, we had all these gay men that worked with.
I'm like the world's oldest fag head.
I know. I love gay men. Like, they're just so sexually free, and they're just fun, and they're just down to suck a dick whenever. Like, they can be your best friend.
I admire them for that.
Oh my God.
Really
just everything.
Finally, Ashlyn perks up when we start talking about sucking dick.
Dick sucking?
Every once in a while, I have to say something about dick sucking.
And when you do, we all perk up. Ashlyn goes,
You don't say.
Do you have an assistant when you work? Do you have? So I guess there's no other females that work on the set. So you must be treated like royalty, like the queen.
The queen, and I'm also mom a lot.
Really?
I think the boys come to me because they feel very safe.
Really?
I'm not. Like 95% of the guys I shoot are gay. There's a handful of bisexual, whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of like my nickname's also Gay Porn Mama. So
Gay Porn Mama.
Take care of them,
that's her Twitter handle.
Yeah.
I was stalking you as well.
What?
Mr. Pam, Gay Porn Mama.
Gay Porn Mama on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do. It's like the queen and then also mom. And I do have my best friend, Leo Forte, who is my cameraman. And
I know
shooting.
Leo.
Yeah, he lived here unofficially too. But we worked together for almost 8 years now.
Sorry, that's the computer. It's okay. If y'all wonder what the hell that is.
I know, someone at the door.
It's like,
Leo, is that you?
I usually sit here doing this with the mouse. And if I don't do this, I'm so intrigued with what you're telling me that I keep forgetting to diddle with my mouse here, which keeps the computer turned on.
It's the cocksucking.
It is.
You at cocksucking.
You had me at cocksucking. So, okay. what's been okay? So what has been the wildest thing that ever happened to you or do you have a story? A story that is like the best crazy wacky story shooting a porn film.
There's so many.
Because you shoot all over the world.
Yeah, I really travel. I keep trying to add up the countries I've shot in. I keep forgetting, but it's about 13 different countries.
Because the reason why we're here today is we're recording today because you have to fly to Europe soon.
Yeah, we're flying into Munich Thursday, then driving into Austria to this gay ski ranch or ski lodge. I don't know.
Oh, I want to see I want to see the snowballs there.
Yes. So we're doing that for a week, and then we drive back to Munich, fly to Barcelona, and then we're shooting with NakedSword in Barcelona for a week. Can I get back?
Well, happy coronavirus time.
I know. My mom is freaking the fuck out. Why do you have to go shoot gay porn in another country? You're gonna die. Mom, chill.
So tell us.
Okay, the story.
The story.
I think probably my most memorable was we were shooting in Dominican Republic, and we had rented this house in a gated community, and we're hanging out. We have a boy in the water and some other local models there, and I'm in the kitchen and I see these guys walking past the kitchen window. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is that? Go in the back, and it was a bunch of federales, some police officers with machine guns, and they're like,
speaking in Spanish.
Yeah, speaking in Spanish, and my Spanish is not.
No habla español aquí.
Not very good.
No comprendas.
Oh my God, they're like, okay, we're getting arrested right now. Like, we're gonna take you down to the police station. And in my broken Spanish, I'm like, oh my God, por favor. I was just in a bathing suit. I'm like, can I go put on a clothes or something? So I go in the back. I'm like, all right, we're in Dominican Republic, which they fuck a lot. Like, they're kind of known for they have a high sex drive there. So I grabbed some condoms and some money and a low cut cocktail dress. I'm all right, if I have to fuck myself out, we'll do this. So so we get taken down to the police station, which has like peeling paint on the wall.
Just like in a movie.
The lights are flickering. They have no computers. Like, there's this spiral football notebook where they're taking down our information. They took all of our gear, so we went down there, and luckily we had shot a music video for one of the boys because he wanted to be a big reggaeton star. So I kept showing them, like, oh, look, they're like, why is he naked? I'm like, oh, es mi novio.
Rating.
Lo siento, es un poquito loco. So yeah, we just said it was a Puerto Rican market, and that's why he was naked. And they couldn't prove anything, so we ended up bribing our way out. I think we paid about $500.
Did somebody had reported you or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think the neighbors. We had some German neighbors who just didn't like the naked
damn
dudes in the
Nazis.
pool.
They do it every time. They're such a pain in the ass.
But it was weird because I was from San Francisco where people don't give a fuck.
Right.
My neighbors would complain if my windows were shut and they couldn't watch. So it was eye-opening. So I went to Russia a few months after that. I'm like, all right, like, we are covered. I do not want to get arrested in Moscow.
Yeah, Russia's tough. The KGB, the AFB, the FB, what is it? The FSB. The FSB. Okay. They don't have the KGB anymore. It's the FSB.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, they're crazy. I was actually in Russia once and got picked up by the FSB.
Oh no!
Because I was shooting my camera at a train station and didn't know you're not allowed to shoot your video camera at a train station. I was in Moscow going to Volgograd.
Okay.
With this cute little Russian boy who showed me around Russia, and the FSB, they're evil. They just I'm standing out with my camera, and all of a sudden, two of these big, bulky guys grab me by the arm and lift me up and carry me back in. Swear to God. True story.
They grabbed you?
Grabbed me, pulled me back in, and they're like, I'm like, what the hell? I'm sorry. My little Russian guide. I go, what are they doing? They go, you've broken the law, and they can arrest you now. And now you have to understand, we were between Moscow and Volgograd. Okay? So there's no empathy.
No. Yeah.
I could have been taken and never seen, ever heard from ever again. Yeah. So what happened was I happened to have a Share DVD in my bag. And so I swear to God. So I take the Share DVD and I show it to the FSB guys. I go, you want? And I said to my friend, what do they want? They go, they want 30,000 rubles. Well, I shit myself until I realized it was only $15.
Okay. Yeah, same with us.
30. Tell them I'll give them 60,000 rubles and a Share DVD. And I did. Next thing I know, these assholes had bought a bottle of vodka and they were singing "Take Me Home" 2 hours later, going to the train. Anyway, but it has nothing to do with the kind of erections that you've had to deal with.
Definitely. I know. I think that was the scariest.
But that's because you're in another country.
Yeah.
How about in America? Anything crazy in America, or does it?
We got detained here at Red Rock.
What?
Yeah, like right after I moved here, we were doing a big dialogue movie. Five Brothers with NakedSword, if you want to check it out. But there was a simulated car chase. So I was in this Mustang with one of the models, Jay Dimel, and we were driving down Sahara, and he didn't realize simulated means you don't really have to drive fast, but he was going like 80 and we're driving, and I didn't even realize that we got on federal property, and we pulled the car over to get this big like gun chase scene right when the sun was setting. We got the shot, but like right after that, as sheriff pulled up, he's like, "Rah, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm from California. I don't know." But he let us go. He just detained us and ran my plates.
Okay, so how long are your films? What are the length?
Well, this sex scene, there's usually 4 sex scenes per movie that are about 20 minutes, 20, 40, 80.
Hold on.
My dog is growling.
What's it? Is he growling?
There's poop on the floor.
Oh, did he? Oh, I thought you said there's poop on her dog. By the way, people, her dog's name is Poop.
My dog's name is Poop,
there's
which
not
is
really-
really fun on the set. There's poop on the set.
He wanted to be picked up, right?
Yes, it's
Right.
just the Chihuahua. You could follow him on Instagram. Folsom Forte.
Is it Folsom? What is it?
Folsom, like the street fair. in San
Okay,
Francisco.
Folsom. Hey, Poop, how are you? I don't know
Yeah.
where my little champers went. He went someplace.
Yeah,
So,
we did get detained there, but then I realized I didn't know it was federal land, like because I had been detained before on federal land. So luckily he was cool and he let us go.
so how long? So you got 4 scenes about how long? 15 minutes? 20 minutes?
Yeah, each sex scene is between 12 minutes, sometimes 30 if the guys are into it. So
Okay, that's okay.
120. It's usually under
Okay.
120.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, when I looked you up, I saw that you had just filmed or just produced the Gay Simple Life, which I was very
Yes!
interested in as a big fan of the regular Simple Life.
You shot that here in Vegas, right?
No, we went to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, well, that's right.
Yeah,
Look at that.
The box.
It
I couldn't
looks
find the
incredible.
actual.
There it
I
is.
really should watch it. I didn't have time before this, but I will definitely
It
watch
was hilarious. That was one of my favorite shoots. We just did it last October, but we had
So what was
Josh
the-
Moore and Calvin Banks, who were
Uh-huh.
Paris and Nicole, and we took them to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I had a truck driver friend.
And you didn't get in trouble in Tulsa?
No,
Isn't
we had
that
a local, Cowboy Clay, who hooked us up, and we ended
Did
up
you go near Oral Roberts University?
so
I just
funny.
love that name.
Oral Robert. Yeah, we didn't tell the guys what they were doing every day. So every morning they woke up and we just threw some clothes at them, like, okay, put this on. We're driving somewhere. So the first day we had a truck driver challenge. They had to drive a big rig truck. Then they went fishing. Then they baked cupcakes. And the last one, they had a drag challenge. So they woke up thinking that they were going to go line dancing at a bar.
Right.
And they come downstairs and we had local queen Fanny McCracken standing there with all these wigs and pads and everything. We're like, okay, we're putting you in drag and you're performing tonight at LaRue's gay bar in Tulsa.
That is amazing.
It was awesome. They were like, what the They were freaking out. And by the end of the day, they're like, this is the best day of my life. I can't
So
believe
was
conquered this.
that probably the most fun you've ever had on a film shoot?
So fun. The dialogue movies are awesome, but they're just a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work, to get all that. But this one, every day we didn't know what was going to happen. So Ricky Larkin got bit by an emu. We got chased by
What?
It was just
Because he was naked?
I don't
Was he
know.
naked and
We
got
were
bit by an
looking-
emu?
It was like an emu
Was
was
a
a
horny-
giant ostrich thing.
Oh my no, they're nasty and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
big and they're fast.
Yeah.
Was
we
he-
got to bring Poop and Ricky's dog Molly, so we had the 2 chihuahuas.
So
Because
did-
Paris had
Right. That was
Tinkerbell, I guess.
So was he naked when the emu got him?
No, luckily he was clothed.
Maybe
It
he
just
thought-
kind of bit him on the
Maybe he
ass.
saw this giant worm and thought it was dinner.
Yeah, he does have
No
a
idea.
big impressive dick. But the locals were awesome. It was such a fun shoot. That whole thing could have crashed and burned.
So
but it
do
was
you?
awesome.
So do you like? Do you like have people that come out before you guys get there and do research and let the community know, or certain members of the LGBTQ community know that you're coming? No pun intended. But do you get extras and people like that?
We did. Well, Clay Cody lives in Tulsa, so he was
Uh-huh.
our contact. So he was the producer there, the local producer, and he's set everything up. We've known each other about 10 years. He rolled into town. He was picking up some slot machines from Vegas, and we had dinner, and I was like, I'd love to work with you again. And then we came up with this idea. Actually, it wasn't even, we had actually arrived in Tulsa, and I was going to have the guest porn star guys play these roles. Like, you're going
Right.
to play a trucker. And it just didn't seem right. When something just isn't working. And it was actually Leo Forte's idea. He's like, let's just do reality. Let's just see what happens. And like, okay,
Do it for
let's
real.
Try it.
Do
Yeah.
a real reality
Real
gay
reality.
simple life.
Yeah, because he had traveled with the AAA girls.
Uh-huh.
It was Willem, Alaska, and Courtney.
Oh my
He
God.
traveled with them for a month and shot them. They're doing a documentary right now. They're editing it. But he had that experience doing that. So he kind of led the charge on how to shoot the reality. And I just loved it. It was so much fun. Just
Now,
yeah,
I know
my
a-
editor Jesse Garcia. Thank you too for putting all that footage together.
now I know a lot of people have questions about what's it like behind the scenes. How do they get it up? How do they keep it up? How long do they have to get it up? I mean, you know, we all know that they edit scenes. I mean, there's some scenes you're just going, these people have been fucking for 20 minutes and they haven't had an ejaculation yet. How the hell do they do that?
The light has changed.
You know, it's like, wait a minute. The sun came up when he started.
Yes. There's definitely
Now
no
it's
save.
Hanukkah, and
There's
it
a
was
new tattoo on the right arm.
Yeah. There was Easter
facial hair.
There was an Easter basket sequence, and now we're like filling up stuff in stockings. You know, 607. Now, what are kind of like secrets of making porn?
All seamless all the time.
No, I'm serious. Like, do the guys have to use like Viagra or Cialis or something to keep going?
They have their different methods.
I mean, women
that
can
they
fake
do.
it. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
women can fake it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, touch me one more time. But guys,
They gotta be hard. Like we
They
need
gotta
a
be
hard
hard.
on in order to work. So
Right.
if I get new guys, I give them their hard on homework. I call it. So
what's
like,
it? Hard on homework.
Hard on homework.
Okay,
So-
okay. Here on
We must know.
Aunt Susie's Fabulous Sex Cast, for people out there listening, we're now going to have a lesson in hard on homework. Okie dokie. Here we go.
So basically, Aunt Suzie, go to someplace really not sexual, like your grandma's house or McDonald's bathroom, and get a hard
Right.
on.
Ooh.
Like go in the bathroom, and you really seriously have to train your mind. You have to have that spank bank in there with your go-to memories or fantasies or whatever, and just be able to get hard quickly in a very non-sexual environment. As much as, at least for me being a director, I want to set it up. My assistant Leo is really sexy. I like having hot, PAs and stuff. But
Right.
You got to perform. The
I've met
cameras and the
Leo.
lights
I've met
are
Leo.
on.
He's hot.
Yeah, he's
hot.
really hot.
He's really handsome and sexy. And
I
stuff.
got to compensate for my vagina there. So
So that's it. That's,
and then
go to your grandma's bathroom and get an
a hard
erection.
on. Like fuck it.
There's something very West Virginia and wrong and kinky.
Exactly. And if you
In
could
that.
do that, then you could go to a porn set and get
Yeah,
hard.
that's right. You can go
Yeah.
out there and get an erection thinking of your grandma. That's some really sick shit. Okay.
Also the pills they sell at gas stations, those often work too.
What do you
the
mean?
Black Ant, hard on,
We sell some of them
turbocharged.
at Susie's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
The
work
top
actually.
one that we sell at Susie's right now is called Titanium.
Ooh.
Titanium. Okay.
If that doesn't get
And
you
how-
going, I don't know what will.
How long does titanium last? I'm not sure if you've been.
I know.
It's
How long have
Have
you
you been with
maintained
them?
an erection?
I think it's up to 4 hours.
4
But
hours.
There are people in certain Susie stores that will come and buy a whole box of titanium
Yeah.
until we're like sold out
Are you
because they
serious?
swear by it. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
They a lot of times they have traces of Viagra in them, and
Right.
so they work really well. And
Sildenafil.
then eventually the FDA
Isn't it?
will get onto it, and they're like, "Rah, you have to stop doing this." So then they'll repackage it as something
Well,
else.
didn't Viagra become a generic like in the last year or so? Because used to it was like $100 a freaking pill.
Yeah, now you
and
can
now it's
get
a
it
dollar.
overseas.
I know. It's sildenafil. Sildenafil. Is that what it's called?
Vial-
Oh, Cialis? Is
No,
that it?
Cialis is something else. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Viagra, the chemical name is sildenafil, I think. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, it's all in your mind. I mean, as much as you take these pills and you do everything, if you start freaking out in your mind, everybody at home, like, why am I not hard? I'm always hard. Da, da, da. If you start going down that path, you will never get hard. So just try to keep your mind in check.
Okay, here's another one. Another one. Okay, so what do they call the cum shots? Yes. That looks like, fucking Old Faithful at Yellowstone Park. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like, how the hell do they do that? My God.
Some guys, their loads are fucking huge. I mean, they save it up for a couple days.
Right.
Sometimes they don't come for a couple days. And
Right.
then they edge a lot because we're shooting.
Right.
Sometimes we'll even shoot
What
with
is it?
one
What
shot.
edging? What is edging?
Like you're almost coming, then you're not. You're almost coming, then you're not. So your balls just get fucking
So
full
it
of
happens to
cum.
a lot of men at strip bars.
Yes. Almost got it. No.
But I mean, even in straight porn,
Yeah.
they have the, what do they call it? The money shot?
Yeah.
And that is what? The final?
I guess,
hoo-ha,
the final
blow your
cum
wad.
shot.
Oh, fun.
Sometime, I mean, this is a secret. I don't want to ruin it. But, if we could get it while they're fucking and they're engaged, it's great. But a lot of times, a lot of energy is put into the sex scene. I mean,
Right,
they're
of
just
course.
like fucking cardio crazy.
Right.
And then, they just need to like regroup. So sometimes they'll stop and they'll look at porn and like kind of get close, and then they'll, okay, I'm ready. I'm coming back in. So
and then you edit
porn
it
to make porn.
It takes porn to make porn.
Yeah.
Amen.
We've even had straight guys. God, one time they were like watching this pussy porn, and then they're about to come, but then they had the sound on, so in the background of their cum shot, like we didn't show their face because they're still holding their phone. It was just this dick. It's like, oh, my pussy. Like, turn this fucking sound off. Like, why is there a girl in the room, dude?
Now, so I'm guessing.
I shouldn't have said that. Erase. Just kidding.
So, do you do? Okay, here's another question here, dealing with the sex worker industry, so to speak, because it's hold on one second. My dog has decided to bark. Come here.
Hi, Champers.
Okay, I can't get him. He's over. Hold on one second. He's upset because. Hold on one second. My dog is upset because poop is in his mother's lap. So he wants to be held by me.
And now Poop is growling. Oh my God, it's anarchy here.
It is.
The
Bonnie,
chihuahuas
I'm
have
back.
gone crazy.
War of the Chihuahua.
Then we have two chihuahuas. And look at Poop. Poop is staring at Champers. Champers is staring at Poop. And they know each other.
Locking eyes.
They've locked it. So where was I? We were talking about erections, cum shots, holding it, making Old Faithful. So do you supply? Do you ever have? You buy the stuff at the stores?
We don't. Actually, we advise all the guys to go see their doctor and get a prescription. And yeah, we could maybe give out herbal stuff, but it's a really good idea no matter like what's going on with your wiener to go see your doctor. And
Right. Now I know where I was going before the chihuahuas started acting crazy. Was dealing with safe sex and bareback sex.
Yeah.
So where are the films now? I mean, it's even in straight films as well. It's not just gay porn films, but the whole the bareback versus safe sex with a condom.
Yeah.
So what do you find with your movies?
Actually just this past year we have evolved and we're doing testing for everybody. So we use this company, Talent Testing. You can even Google them if you're curious on what we do. There's a clinic here in Las Vegas. They're all over the U.S.
Right.
And so the guys go in and they get tested for a full panel test. So it's all STIs plus HIV. If they're within the gay, if they're positive, then we just make sure that their viral load is undetectable.
Right.
If they're negative, then just make sure they're negative. If we're intermixing statuses, we want to make sure that the negative guy's on PrEP, the positive guy's taking his meds. That's undetectable, but it actually works. I mean, we require 2 weeks within that 2 weeks.
But because it's a legitimate business now.
Yeah,
They're actually it's sex workers, correct?
It is, and thank God for Truvada and modern medicine, because forever we just slapped a condom on it and called it a day. And,
Right.
And now we're evolving. Straight porn, they don't shoot anyone who's positive. They're a little bit behind, I think, on HIV transmission education.
And they are.
But we have a lot of models that are positive, and we don't want to discriminate. So.
No, of course.
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get so much free porn on the internet. You go online, you can see anything you freaking want.
Yes.
How do they make money now with movies?
I think it's kind of like water. You could get water out of your tap, or you could buy water. It's
Is that
better? And
is there like
higher quality.
I guess there's inform me here.
Okay.
I'm an older woman
Yeah.
of a certain age. So is there like porn, like a Netflix channel? Is there like is there a place like when you do movies, can you distribute them to certain streaming services that stream porn?
Oh my God, you led into that so perfect. Actually, NakedSword that I work at is the Netflix of gay porn. That's actually what we call ourselves. So we have movies from 100 different studios, plus we do original content. So I would produce the original content from NakedSword, plus...
So what do they go to, the NakedSword.com or NakedSword?
NakedSword.com. And if you click under originals, that's mostly all my movies. But I mean, we have everything like
How
Bel Ami,
interesting.
we have the Treasure Island.
Did you know that, Ashlyn?
I did not know about Naked Sword, but
But you knew about what?
But I was just gonna say, like, just from working on Susie's,
Right.
the DVD industry is not dead. I see a lot of people buying DVDs at Susie's or going to the arcades and watching DVDs at Susie's. So it may be changing, but I don't think it's dying really to go out and purchase porn.
We produce about 1,000 DVDs per movie, and we sell out like all over the world. It's
Probably,
pretty amazing because every year, like, it's gonna be dead. No, it's not dead.
Well, and plus, if the what's happened now is, you know, in the old days, porn stars, it was kind of like, I do porn, but I don't talk about it. Now it's like they're superstars.
Yeah.
They're celebrities.
Yeah.
They have like I saw online you were just at, what are they called? The porn awards? What are they called?
We had
You were in
the
Chicago.
Straight Up Gay Porn Awards, and we had the Gay VNs that were here. So
And what was in Chicago?
and then the Grabbies is in Chicago.
Grabbies?
We have X-Fizz here.
I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of porn awards now.
But the thing is
great.
that when the models and the actors go, they probably have DVDs to sign and sell, correct?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. There's fans that come, even for me, and they'll have all these pictures printed out. Like, Mr. Pam, can you sign this?
So you're like
so
a bit
cute. Yeah. Like,
Well, every time I see you, you're surrounded by this bevy of gorgeous men. It's
I'm
like
very
amazing.
spoiled. It was so
So-
funny. I joined the gym the other day, and the woman was all concerned, like, we have a separate women's gym. I'm like, I'm around these type of guys all the time. Like,
you
I'm
serious?
more comfortable being with the big testosterone than like I probably would be in the women's gym.
So, tell me. So you've been in the business how many years now?
About 15 now, full time.
So what do you think? How has the industry transformed? Do you think in the past 15 years?
Oh my God.
You know,
it's
what do you-
changed so much.
And what are you excited for?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started the John Rutherford, he wouldn't even let us have cameras on set. Me doing that behind the scenes was groundbreaking. Nobody had ever done that before.
Right.
And now, I mean, we're doing live Facebook, live Twitter, Instagram, and now especially with the fan sites, OnlyFans just for fans. Models are actually producing their own content, which is awesome because models before would just have to sit around and wait for the phone to ring. I think before at the beginning, the studio really had control over the models' look and what they said and how they were perceived. And then that's gone out the window now with Twitter, and the models represent themselves, which could be good or could be bad when they're having a bad day and a Twitter meltdown and freaking out. So it's really evolved. And, I think it's awesome for the models to be producing their own content.
And then they
for
promote
me to be inspired by what they're doing, because we're shooting a lot quicker than we used to.
Right, and they promote the films that you make as well.
And the best thing is to cross promote. They do their own stuff, and then they work with us, and we give this shiny high-end product with a huge marketing team and photos and big movies, and then they do their own, like, this is what I did last Saturday, on my iPhone. So you just get the whole
Not
gamut.
that I look at these things, but I do notice through my Twitter feed every now and then. I remember little Drew. Remember you came over here?
Yes, I was just thinking Drew Dixon.
Little
Hey,
Drew.
girl.
Hi, Drew. No,
him.
Drew was. What happened, Ashlyn, about Pam and I had known each other for a few months, and she says, I know you have a studio upstairs, Aunt Suzie. And I said, yeah. She goes, we need to do some voiceovers for this film we just finished. Could we use your studio? I said, of course.
That was awesome.
And I go, and she goes, well, we're going to bring up one of the stars. I said, okay. Little did I know. Holy crapola. I'm sitting next to, he's so sexy with a British accent.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And I was like, oh my God. Well, anyway, I follow Drew and I see him I follow him on Instagram and then on Twitter. And it's so funny because he will talk about, he'll do his I think he has OnlyFans or something. I'm not sure. But then he'll promote his movies.
Yeah.
So
He's great.
I noticed it going
so
back
funny.
and forth.
And he's obsessed with Starbucks. Follow him on Instagram. His stories just make me laugh.
They are.
I actually cast him in a movie. We did Scared Stiff too. And I from following his stories, I'm like, you are so funny. I need to put you in this role that I'm doing. So, models out there, that's one way to get cast. Just be funny.
Okay. So, and one of our last questions, right?
Well, now this brings me to another question because I hear Get Scared Stiff, and I just remember we were Susie's was up for an AVN award for best retailer of a medium chain size.
Yeah.
So we got to go to some of us went to gay VNs and AVNs, and then some of us went to just the regular AVNs. But my favorite, when I was reading all of the nominees, the best category to me was best title.
Oh.
And so now my question is, what's the best title you've ever had in a movie produced?
Oh God. I almost brought it. We did this movie.
You almost brought it.
There's cute ones like Kiss in Tel Aviv. It's cute.
Kiss in Tel Aviv.
We shot
cute.
that
That's
in Israel, but
It's Israeli.
I have this big thing of porn and a big bookshelf.
No
of porn.
uncircumcised actors in
I know,
that one
all
from
uncut.
Israel.
Yeah.
So I guess you have the uncut version.
The uncut, exactly.
From Israel.
Well, we did one I did with Lucas Entertainment, farts. You just farts. Like we would pull all these different models aside, and when you watch straight porn, like the pussy gaping is the thing. So gay porn, the asshole gaping.
What are they called? Queefing?
Or just gaping, when
gaping.
the hole's open. So add a sound to it, it makes it funny. If there's no sound, I don't know. So we end up doing this whole compilation of farts, and every person who looks in my huge, like hundreds of DVDs, like, farts, what is that?
What's that?
That's great.
So thank you, Michael Lucas. That was pretty funny.
Farts. Coming soon. The sequel, farts.
I know. We need to do
I can see
sequel.
it's a gas. Here we go.
That needs to at least be a trilogy.
I know.
There is a trilogy. Farts
We
1,
did
2,
the
and
other one.
3.
Yeah, Kathy Griffin from Straight Up Gay Porn. Get your dick out of my son. Like that was her favorite title. I can't remember.
Get your dick out of my son.
I can't remember who produced that.
Catholic Church.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. So here we go. So what advice? Because as we said, it's become mainstream being in films, whether it's gay or straight films.
Yeah.
What advice as the number one female gay producer, film producer? What advice do you have for little Tommy stroking it out in the cornfield in Ohio? Little Tim diddling over there in North Dakota with a couple of steers. Don't make me laugh.
Sound effects.
I know. If you could see her tongue it's going 150 miles an hour, and she was able to hum Imagine at the same time.
We have a toy for that at Susie's.
All right. So what advice do you have for people wanting to join the industry now? What advice? How do they do it?
I mean, first of all, be realistic. Look at companies or something. If you see models that look like you, then apply. If the models don't really look like you, like me personally, I would love to be in the Victoria's Secret one-way show. I am like 40-something and my body's squishy. Like that's not going to happen.
They're going out of business.
I'm not going to get butt hurt because I'm not in the Victoria's
And they're going out of business anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think, and if you get a chance to be flown someplace and fuck on camera, like live for that moment. Sometimes people do a few scenes and then they're like, oh, I'm not getting called anymore. But you did get called. You made a ridiculous amount of money for getting fucked or fucking on camera. Like that's awesome.
So they should should they make tapes and send it in? Do the studios have casting calls?
We do. God, we get like maybe a dozen applicants every day from all over the world. A lot of people like, I want a visa. Get me out of Thailand. We get a lot of that. Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yeah, but
well, of course they want to get the hell out of there. Exactly. I mean, anybody wants to get out. I mean,
we will not fly you from another country and give you a visa. That doesn't happen.
That's what they want.
If you do models at falconstudios.com, just send a picture, send a little bit about yourself. It is very competitive. It's like professional sports or something. Like as much as you like to fuck, sometimes you're just not meant for it. But that's where the fan platforms come in. So you can produce your own content, make your own money. I mean,
they do.
Oh my God, they make a lot of
There's
money.
these kids.
Jesus.
Instagram. I swear to God, not that I try to do this, but I swear to God, my Instagram feed. These guys are just 15,000, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000 followers.
Yeah,
and they all
have 1 million followers.
Oh
just
my
reached 1 million followers.
That's crazy.
And he shoots his own stuff. So, and it is competitive and you have to be in shape. And sometimes I feel bad that we're perpetuating this unrealistic body type.
Right.
But we are, and it's not realistic. The things the guys have to go, they don't eat pizza. They go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day. They eat insane amounts of chicken and supplements and,
because they have to be lean.
Yeah.
They have to look good.
And it's temporary, like they go on the sashimi diet to get the abs to pop before we shoot them.
Right. They want to
it's hard work. They are not sitting around eating donuts.
They want hot sex scenes, not Shamu at SeaWorld.
Exactly.
Right? Is that what it is? What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to ask, have you, do you feel that some of the people who are like Instagram famous or do their own OnlyFans feel a bit entitled to the roles in like your movies or, the high production because of that? Or have you ever had someone who was big on Instagram who was like okay, you're kind of a flop in the real production world or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just tell us to fuck off. I don't do studio porn. I got my own thing going because, they have fun. They got their groove on. They're
Right.
inviting guys over to fuck. It's a good time. I mean, sometimes our days are really long. Like, it could be a
Right.
12-hour day between paperwork, photo shoots, dialogue, sex scenes, more dialogue.
Do you ever have divas? Do you ever deal with divas?
Oh, God, yes. All the time. It's
Really?
Oh, God.
No pun intended, but it goes to their head.
I know. That's my job. Just, let's just calm down. It's okay. I don't know if, of course, you've seen this Madonna's Truth or Dare.
Right.
Where she gets everybody, all the dancers,
Right,
to hold
right.
hands before they go on. I actually do that every time before we shoot. And I have everybody who's on set, the camera crew, the lighting, the guy who wipes ass, the models. We all hold hands and I do a little porn prayer and just kind of ground everybody and thank everybody for being there. Because we're all there together. Some people are getting paid shit. Other people are making hundreds of, thousands of dollars that day. But yeah, it goes something like, "Dear porn god, thank you for bringing us all here today at," we'll say,
Wherever.
Aunt Susie's house. Yeah.
Aunt Susie's
And,
house, which I wouldn't mind.
Thank
I have 3
everybody.
balconies, and I'm
I
up
know, I'd
really.
love to
I'm up.
shoot here.
I'm up really
This
high.
would be a great view
It's
for
gorgeous.
a movie.
I
I'm
know.
up really high. They can't see what's going on. The police copters go by every now and then.
They do, yes.
But, yeah,
and the
so-
tour is at 10 o'clock, 12
Yes.
o'clock, and 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Um,
So your bags are packed for Europe?
Yeah, we're doing this. So cross your fingers I don't come home with some weird virus. I'm more concerned about not making it home because I want to see my
Aw.
pooper.
Oh, that's right. He can't go with you to Europe.
No.
Who takes care of him?
My friend Brian Bonds.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
and Lear, little porn buddies.
Well-
but yeah, no, we're all set. It should be fun. And, die for art.
Mr.
Right?
Pam, this has been absolutely a fun time. I
you guys
learned
are
so
wonderful.
much. I really did. And will you come back and visit us again?
I would love to come again.
Because we're going to bring
again,
and again and again. No, we're going to bring in cameras and
Yeah.
do some video casting. Maybe you can bring some of the boys. Bring Leo.
Yeah, I'd
we'll
love
do
that.
we'll do like porn time on Aunt Susie's fabulous sex cast. Well, much success to you. You already have it, and I can't wait to see some of the coming attractions.
I know. Thank you so much for having me on. This is
Mr. Pam.
wonderful way to spend a Sunday evening.
There it is. And here we go, everybody. So check out podbean.com, our fabulous show, and you'll find all the information on how to get in touch with Mr. Pam, how to send in your resumes, and maybe you could be the next porn star.
Yes.
All right, honey. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thanks, man. That was hot.
Thanks, bro.